Three, two, one, boom.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch and also what my plans are going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into two parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension, second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it, and if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed. And I want to talk about what the reason for that is, but I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear. So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, some just general, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. And I don't really want to mince words or try to I wasn't justifying or, promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying he shouldn't apologize. This is just my understanding. I don't get the feeling that he's apologizing for saying that the way Sharia law treats women and gay people is abhorrent. I think he's just apologizing for saying he doesn't care that anyone who follows it gets killed. Which is fair. Kids shouldn't have to die for what their parents or even just the people around them believe, in my opinion. But his criticism on women being second-class citizens and gay people being thrown off roofs is completely valid. Everyone thinks that's bad. It is bad.
And I don't necessarily think that it was really racist, really. But when I'm using language like Palestinians or the people there, rather than what my real language was, I've always been very outspoken and very against religious extremism. And I still am. I think that any religion and any way of thinking that's going to cause you to put other people in kind of positions below you as gay people, women, people with disabilities, anything like that, I think that that's a really bad position to have, and I really don't like that. And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost, I've rewatched the clip, right? Or a number of the clips. And
Obviously,
it's I almost made an effort
probably
not to draw a distinction between the two things. I think that a lot of us here can easily say that we're against religious extremism. And I am. But whenever I categorize everybody in the area as this, group, then I'm the asshole. And I was the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. No, what I just said... What if you're a young dude in the area of the world and you always have this gut feeling that women being second-class citizens or whatever is wrong, and you secretly want to change it, but you just get carpet bombed anyway because everyone around you doesn't think that way? I think that's the point he's trying to make. That's realistically, in my opinion, yeah.
I had a lot of you guys tell me that. And it's taken me, this is what's so crazy about it, is that I think this has been going on now for 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just the most mean-spirited, rude, nasty, just callous, psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this. And a lot of my friends have told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out.
His dad? Oh, shit.
You've got to calm down. I've been that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And I finally had some level of accountability for that.
Okay.
And thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible. And I think looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality and you lose a perspective on the world. And
Yo, this is exactly why I'm not a political Andy, by the way. I will dunk on DEI bullshit and being in hiring practices and like video games, having DEI just to pander to people and it's really condescending. I will dunk on stupid people hating on men for existing. I dunk on woke bullshit that serves no purpose other than to push an agenda, but I never get directly involved in politics or like politically adjacent topics. Asmon literally covers the election. He covers the debates. He covers every hot topic issue that's political news, like social media, like running stories on mainstream media. When you go that deep into that world in 2024, after years of doing that, it drives you insane. I genuinely think that, like, it warps your view on like the world. And not just that, but the people whose entire life is politics make your world hell from both sides of the aisle, and they try to make it as hard as humanly possible to approach things from a reasonable standpoint because they just want to scream talking points at each other. And if you don't do that, then you're the enemy. And I think he's like come to realize that.
And I think that perspective was brought into perspective yesterday.
It's very toxic,
when I was making comments like this, and I feel so stupid. It's crazy. So I'm getting all these people making negative comments toward me. Everybody is telling me like, "Oh, go kill yourself. I hate you." Everything like this.
yeah. Sounds about right.
Do you know who reached out to me? And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay. It's people that were Islamic and people that had fucking family in Palestine. And
there's good people in every part of the world. That's why he feels bad. Yeah. I'm not surprised, but that's very sweet.
How humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad. And I feel like such a fucking stupid asshole. I really do. I've always been I guess like I've always been kind of like an atheist. And even as a young kid, I was raised Roman Catholic and I was always very defiant towards it. And I've always had a negative opinion of religion, and I've also had a negative opinion of religious cultures. And I think that that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chosen to seek out as well. And I think that media has allowed me to have certain predispositions and certain biases that
naturally.
The truth is that don't have any sort of relation to what my own real life has been experienced, or my own real life experience has been, excuse me. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to those people, and I've seen people like fans of mine, like I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, I'm willing to talk to you, and like, like let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages, and these are people that messaged me in like 2016, 2017, 2018, like, I love your content, I love your stream,
Aww.
I love you, right? And now they get to hear this from me, and I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole. I really do, and I'm sorry. I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's completely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think it's unfair, yeah. This is what I've been saying. He wasn't wrong in what he said about how they treat women and gay people. He was completely 100% correct. Like, I stand by that.
I think it is, and I'm really sorry for that.
Yeah.
I've just been a fucking dick. And it's weird because yesterday I woke up and I didn't know if I was going to get suspended or not. And I planned on streaming and everything. And I actually got a text message from one of my mods. They said, "Oh, I heard about the suspension. I'm sorry." And I was like, I remember I was like driving, and like, you know, you'd think that like your heart rate would go up, but if anything, I felt more relaxed.
Dude, he was at peace, man. He had a blissful moment.
I felt like finally I have a moment to just take a step back and breathe and think for myself and just stop, just like get out of my own head. And I spent a long time like just writing basically a list of all of these things that like I think that I should be doing with my life. And this is going to be kind of the second part, by the way, of the video. Comments that I made were pretty much about religious extremism. I think it's bad, but I've categorized a lot of people in that way that was unfair. It's wrong for me to have done that. I said something that was bad. I should not have said that. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. That's pretty much, I was a fucking asshole. I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And so, actually, I do know what else to say. I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter. But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do. And so you can take my apology as hopefully better content. And if you're not seeing that, I want you to hold me accountable. Hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it. Mouth is pretty dry. Anyway, so the second part about this is that I want to talk a little bit about like my life, my personal life, etc., and kind of some of the points that I think that I've kind of gone through to get here. So the main thing is that for the past, like, I would say like 10 years or so, if you look at my life like this, I would have said 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago, streaming was like this, right? YouTube was like this. And now I would say that my life and streaming are basically the exact same size. And what I mean by that is that streaming is my entire life. Doing this is my entire existence. And I think that the
he streams a lot. I don't know how he does it. Genuinely.
The process of that has been extremely unhealthy for me.
Insane.
And I think that what it's done is that it's allowed me to become such a one-dimensional person that I'm not even a person anymore. It's like in Dark Souls, I'm going hollow or something. And I think about like all of the, you know, like I made a list of all of the things that I'm not doing in my life that I should be doing. And I was writing it down and I'm like, you know, fucking like, I'm just going and going and going. I'm like, oh my God, I think it'd be shorter if I transcribed the Bible. Like, this is insane. Like, I'm like, whenever I have everything written down line for line, it's like, oh my God, I'm ruining my life. I've been existing, and I want to, at a certain point, actually try to live my life. And I don't think that I've been doing that. And so, what am I going to do? How am I going to do that differently? And what does that mean for my stream, etc.? I think that I'm going to cut down a little bit on streaming quite as much. And I think I'm also going to cut down... This is going to sound like... I hope I can say this in the right way. I feel like the main times that I laugh on my stream nowadays are when I'm laughing at other people. And I look back on videos that I did from 2020, 2016, and 17, and yeah, I've always been an asshole, but...
I think it's like, how do I say this? I think because he feels so bad about what he said, he's taking like a really introspective look at himself and maybe overanalyzing a bit. I don't know, this is my opinion. Obviously, he's his own person. I don't feel like his content or the things people he's laughed at in recent times has been bad. I feel like this is an overcorrection. This is just my opinion. Again, like, he's his own person. I think it's an overcorrection for the, I feel like I'm an asshole and all that.
Holy shit, I've been way more of an asshole. It's insane. And it's a night and day difference. And I've had, again, everybody in the world telling me this, including my own dad, and I've just ignored them. And
his own dad, though. I don't know, his own parent.
And finally, it's like, you know what? Yeah. Maybe I'm an asshole. Maybe this is too far. Maybe I need a course correction. Which is why I think that, like, getting suspended in this, I hope that it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Okay. And I don't know whether that's going to be true, but I'm going to try to do things differently and make sure to live up to that reality. And so, what are those things that I'm going to be doing differently? The first thing is that I think I'm going to try. I've been very much trying to like maintain a consistent schedule with my stream, and
Okay.
I will continue to do that. I want to get up and go to bed at relatively the same time. I want to live a normal life, and also I want to spend maybe a little bit less time streaming. And I want to.
Sorry. This is kind of serious. I forgot to mute alerts. My bad.
Spend more time creating my own videos and doing my own things and spending time on things that I really enjoy and basically just like expanding my existence as a person.
That seems very
I think that ever
that seems very level-headed. That's fair.
Since I started like OTK and I got involved with that, and then we had like other Starforge and like Mad Mushroom and Mythic and everything, like honestly it's been too much for me to handle. It's been completely too much for me to handle, and I've been losing my mind dealing with it, and I try to hide it the best I can because, you know, I try to do the best, right? I try to do my best. I you know, it doesn't matter how hard it gets, you just keep going. You just keep going. It doesn't matter.
The man mentality,
and eventually it does matter. And I think that I've negatively affected a lot of them. And I also don't want to talk about that just in the context of just like this recent controversy. I want to talk about this in the context of the last 2 years. Okay. I think that I haven't really been able to fulfill my responsibilities as a leader in a lot of cases to them. And
yeah, when you stream that much, I understand, yeah.
I think that I've let a lot of people down. And there have been things that I've done that are positive as well. But I think that one thing this thing has taught me, this whole situation has taught me, it's made me realize, is that I need to get myself in check. I need to get my mind under control. I need to, like, just get my life I need to fix my fucking life. Like, it's insane. Like, I think about it and it's in shambles. Everything about my life is basically fucked. And I'm going to take a step back from all of that. I'm going to step away from my leadership position and OTK and Starforge and everything. I want to, and they're fine.
No, this is good. I think he's doing the correct move. When you're the founder or co-founder, whatever your company, I think he's like a co-founder or something, and you appoint a ton of people, your opinions on what you say affect them 100%. Asmon has become a thought leader in a lot of respects, in my opinion. And I feel like having to keep your company and all the employees and in mind all the time while discussing like topics like that, like hard topics, can make you filter yourself and not communicate honestly. And when someone like Asmon or anybody for that matter talks about something, I think it's important to know that when what they're saying isn't being influenced by their affiliations, like for OTK. So you know there's not some fucking snake spamming them in DMs and being like, you can't say that! Apologize that right now! You're hurting your brand! I'm not saying there was in this case, but you get the point. Like, you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
With that, they respect that, and I want to do this. And I want to do this not only for them, but mainly for myself. So I can be a better version of myself for everyone. And I want to apologize to all you guys, my viewers, that I don't think I've lived up to that. I think that I can be a lot better than what I am right now. And I don't even think that I've been putting in half the effort that I should be in the way that I should be. And I'm sorry. And so my plan is to, when I get unbanned, I'll keep streaming regularly, right? And I want to focus more on trying to do things that are fun, trying to laugh more with people rather than at people. I'll still laugh at people every once in a while, okay? But let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Don't go crazy, Asmon. Come on.
It's about a focus, and it's about a tone. I listen to my tone in the clip, and I just sound like such a piece of shit. Really, at the end of the day, I sound like a piece of shit. I sound like a terrible person, and it's just so mean-spirited and callous and just mean. And I don't want to be that person anymore. And
I wonder if he'll still cover the election. It's the end of October, isn't it? Right? Yeah. Again, this is just me and my woman brain talking, and like he keeps saying he's like mean and mean-spirited and like callous, and it's like, yeah, that's politics. You're describing politics. You become a mean-spirited person when you discuss topics that make people mean-spirited because like the negative energy keeps like going into you and out of you all the time. And you deal with people like that every day that are mean to you for your opinion. sure, people are mean to you for any opinion, but I think that, but if you don't think that the level of emotion and outrage isn't levels of magnitudes higher when you're discussing these politically charged topics, you're a fucking moron. Like, genuinely.
I've spent a long time growing up. The time I did, I was an r/atheism enjoyer. I have a very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and, the way that I view that. And I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam. And I've made a lot of criticisms of it. I've talked to a lot of people about it. I've heard a lot about it. And I've been, like, watching things about it. And I've been, like, hearing people telling me this is the way it is. But I've never seen it. And I actually think that after all of this, I think towards the end of next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself.
Yo! That's kind of strong, dude. Look, I think Asmon has always tried to be, like, logically correct about the things he talks about. And it's the best kind of correct. Like, he always thinks, like, super logically. And I feel like he prides himself on having well thought out opinions that oftentimes don't exactly appeal to either side of the political spectrum. Because, like, contrary to popular belief, you can't actually have an original thought in your head that you develop yourself and wasn't forced fed down your throat by a fucking Reddit mod. And I think this is just him wanting to be the best kind of correct, and nothing helps you having an opinion on such a subject, like physically being there and learning the nuance yourself. Yeah. That's going to the Middle East. Okay. Like, I mean, I wonder if he's going to stream it. Interesting.
I want to see it for a historical perspective, right? I would love to go to Istanbul in Turkey. There's no.
Wait, hair transplant moment? I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Ulterior motive there at all. But it's not just that. I'd love to visit places like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, any of the other places. I mean, the truth is that, and this is the worst thing about what I said, some of the places that I would want to visit, I might not be able to because of the way that they're, like, just the internal strife, the actual literal wars that are going on, people being literally killed there, and I might not be able to do that. But I want to do it, and I want to see it for myself. Because I don't like believing what people tell me. And I think that when I do, I end up being a fool. And I want to see it. I want to see it for myself, and I want to experience it. And I want to live my life. And I'm going to try to, like, I don't know, like, clean up part of my house. I'm going to...
I'm sorry, what?
Try to do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance. And I think I need to do this for myself. I need to take accountability for bad things that I've done and for letting my life get this out of control. And I don't need a get out of jail free card. So I need to do that for myself and for my own closure as well. And I think also I want to live for the idiots out there that, they're, like, looking to me to be a role model, right? Oh, not a good idea. But there are people that will see that and they'll think maybe to themselves, maybe I should do the same thing. And if I can do that for one person, I've already done it for myself. I've already done a good thing, and so it could only get better. And so that's what my plan is. I'm going to try to, like, rethink my life. I have had a lot of people reach out to me. People I would have never expected reach out to me in ways that I never expected. And I understand that, like, I'm still very critical about, religious fundamentalism, right?
Fair.
But when you paint with such a broad brush that you just include an entire group of people, you're just being you're being a piece of shit.
True.
It's like people said it was racist. I didn't mean it as racist, but if you listen to what I said, it's easy that you could assume that. So easy.
It's such a shitty situation because the people who don't like Asmon are just gonna club him over the head on Twitter regardless, bro. He apologized because he genuinely feels like he's wrong, and that takes a lot of strength to do. But Twitter and Reddit schizos are just gonna use it as like a fucking bludgeoning weapon over his head over and over. Literal terrible dog shit single-digit IQ people, you can't appease them. They're gonna take this and run with it that he's a racist, and we finally got proof. We got proof he's a racist. And I think to anyone with a brain who's approaching this in good faith can see he's not a racist, and his original argument stemmed from being critical of Sharia law. Yeah. Like, genuinely.
So, I'm just a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking moron. I've been an asshole. I think that I've devolved for the last 2 years. I think that I've negatively affected other people, too, in ways that I hate. I don't even hate to say this. Like, I think I need to say this. I need to say it more. I've negatively affected people in ways that I regret. I think whenever I go back live again, I'll probably talk about that more. And
I don't know if he's talking about his business affiliations or personal friendships, but if it's the former, like, yeah, I feel like as the leader or just like a political commentator in general, you do yourself no favors employing people and owning a business. Just don't have ties to anyone or anything so you can speak your mind about everything and not have to worry about how your opinion affects the paycheck and like the status of like their life of someone else. It sucks the world is the way it is, but it is the way it is. You can't do anything about it.
You know, like there's some just different people I kind of want to apologize to and, you know, take accountability for things that I've said and done that have negatively affected other people in ways that were unfair and wrong. And that's what my plan is. That's about it. I want to say that I hope that now, after you've heard what I have to say, that a lot of you all can see kind of why I'm saying that I appreciate this. I really think that this is something I needed, and I hope that this is the next part of the rest of my life. And I want you guys to hold me accountable to that. So if I'm being a fucking asshole again, if I'm being mean, if I'm just being callous, acting like a psychopath, just treating people awfully outside of a WoW raid when they get killed by fire, but really laughing at people's misfortune, try to say, man, just chill the fuck out, stop it. Just stop. And I'm gonna do my best to listen. I spent 2 years ignoring it, and look where it got me. This is not even the tip of the iceberg of the problems in my life. And
okay.
I want to thank everybody for making me aware that that's the case. And hopefully I can avoid the iceberg, right? And so I want to say that's pretty much about all I've got. I'm sorry for a lot of people I let down, not just with comments like this, but also just with the way I've been doing things in general. I think that you guys deserve a much better version of me than what you've been getting. And I hope that I can live up to that in the future. And I don't even want to think about it in the future, right? As soon as I get unbanned, the best apology is better content, change behavior. And that's what I hope to do. True. So yeah, anyway guys, I'm just going to focus on myself for a while, try to improve my own life, and there's a lot of things I think, again, I'll probably talk about more whenever I go live again, that are like more kind of, just like kind of in the weeds, like personal stuff. But overall, that's the big picture. That's where I'm at. And so anyway, that's about all I've got. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to try to just take this time off to, really kind of fix my shit. So yeah, anyway, guys, that's about it. I'll see you later. Bye.
He's going to clean his house. He's going to clean his house, chat. Isn't that insane? I'm kidding. My God. Yeah. That was a lot to take in. I didn't want to like talk over him too much because he said a lot of personal shit, and I don't know Asmon as a person at all. Yeah, I still think he's being a little bit too self-critical. I hope his content doesn't change too much. We love Asmon, like, as a content creator. But maybe take a break from, like, actual, like, literal politics. I think that would be for the best for him. I think he got to this point because he's always says he's not afraid to to say whatever people are thinking, and I always notice that he will comment on literally anything. His Reddit upvotes, like his Reddit like kind of filters itself, right? And his Reddit right now is like every single political controversy is always getting voted up to the top, and then he has to look at it, because if he doesn't look at it, he can't shy away from anything, which means he has to have an opinion on literally every single fucking thing that happens in the world. And I think that gets really fucking tiring. I thought about not talking about this today personally because it's a fucking headache. And the only reason I decided to do it is because I've publicly said how much I like Asmon, and everyone knows I watch Asmon, and everyone knows like I'm influenced by Asmon. And I'd be a coward to not talk about this despite being so vocal about how I look up to him, just because it's a hard topic, right? Like you know, whatever. But Asmon talks about everything, every single topic. I couldn't do it, man. It's not my thing. I know myself. I'd get off the rails. I'd fight people in the comments. I'd fight people in chat. I'd develop hypertension in less than 2 weeks, and then I'd have an aneurysm. So I hope that at least you guys, you chat, comments, whatever, like, I hope you never expect that from me. Like, genuinely. Like, I don't want to get one guy, and I don't want to fucking freak out. Like, I just... I expect you to be racist and sexist. Okay, man, this one of my must have typed that. Okay. Also, guys, I don't give a shit about Hassan getting away with murder and saying similar things, but from the opposite side and not getting banned. I care about Asmon because I look up to him. Twitch's political bias is a political topic that I'm not gonna touch. I don't watch Hassan. I don't want to watch Hassan and confirm or deny if Twitch is being biased. I don't care. It's 2024. Political bias is everywhere, bro. It is what it is.